Greetings all. My name is Deb Spence, and I'm here to reveal what I call a digital city. It's a digital city that I am doing a model of in the community that I live in. So why am I doing this, and who am I? I am Deb Spence, and I am a national advocate. I don't consider myself a local advocate because I advocate for things that affect us across the country. Currently, I am creating a digital city, a model of my community online in an app. And it's a space where you can go and get the calendar for local political meetings, such as the borough council meetings, the school board meetings. If you want to know who are the political leaders in the community, there's a section in there where you can not only find out their name, their office, their phone number, and their email, but you can also, at some point, as a coming soon, find out more about their voting record. Are they voting on things that you care about? When are they up for re-election? Some candidate hot seats on those that are running right now, and putting them in the hot seat and asking those tough, hard questions. I am also hoping for forums and debates and digital town halls. It's a robust app. Right now, you'll see some coming soon features, but know that there are more coming soon features. And as I roll out the current coming soon features like solar energy, share space, the section on, hold on, look at the app so that I know what I am talking about, Deb, and not just Spitfire. Okay. All right, let me start over. So the first tab, you'll see a block map, and it's only a section of our commercial corridor. It's from the 100 block to the 500 block of High Street in Pottstown, Pottstown is my sample city. And once I complete this city in a digital scale, I'll branch out and do other cities. But anyway, Pottstown is the model. So the block map shows the city. It shows the commercial corridor. And if I click on, let's say, a business, it'll give me the business name, the phone number, the website, and you can click on it to go to Google Maps. I hope that is the case. I hope that works. Yep, that does work. And there you can read the reviews. You can post a review. It also has a section called Town Square. And in Town Square, it is a listing of the calendar. I have the borough council and I have the school board, and community calendar is limited right now to only the community calendar at the borough, meaning their committee meetings like environmental, historical review, those kind of community meetings. The power matrix is what I was talking about before. I started stumbling, whereas you can see the federal officials, the local officials, the school board, and I added the library board because I think that's also a crucial part of the triangular, right? And the community, the political structure anyway, the power matrix. It's council, school board, and library. In my opinion, this is my digital city, so I can create it and make it what I want. The business hub is the merchant command, right? It's where all of the businesses are within that 500 block, 100 to 500 block area. So it's 5 blocks, and that's there are 5 blocks, and the businesses make up those 5 blocks. The level flat section is what I decided 5 years ago when I created Level Flat Association, is to level the playing field with so many inequities, educational inequity, environmental inequities, and medical is one. So on the level flat tab, you'll see slumlord tracker. Who's a slumlord, how to reach them, how to get in contact with them. And then there's the medical advocate section as well. That's a coming soon. Just have to make sure I connect that with HIPAA. So there's some rules with that. And then the slumlord tracker is it has a really cool feature where you can put in a LLC name. So you can look at the slumlords, and then you can see their LLC name, and then you can type it in, and then you hit investigate, and you can find out what other properties they own in this small city, in this community. And it links with did they get an investigation for a violation. And so then you can see who they are, and they can't hide behind an LLC. This is all public data. I'm not pulling anything from anywhere that's not listed publicly. And I've used the Pottstown Borough website for the distressed properties. They may not have updated it, but that's the last update that I have, so that's public record. That's what I'm using. And if you go to the advocacy section, you'll see that you can type in information to give you information on how to give a public comment. Public comment is a very intimidating process, and the politicians and the leaders don't make it easy. They don't soften that part of it for you. It's hardcore. It's stand up where you are, give your name, your address, and for some, the name and the address is it's difficult to give in the public because you don't know what they're doing with that information. And if you say the wrong thing, are they coming after you? Are they going to come to your home? So that's intimidating alone. But I get it. You have to make sure that they meet the criteria. So stand up and be tall and say your name, say your address. And then from that point, what do you say? And when the lights are on you, you get nervous. So this app is designed to get rid of those heebie-jeebies, the little edge, because you can type in what you want to say, and it'll spit it out with how you should present it to the board, which I think is really cool. And then it'll decipher meeting notes and meeting agendas and even the entire meeting. Like there was a recent charter school application hearing, and it deciphered what those things meant. There's Jumpstart Pottstown, which in every city, the goal is across the U.S. is to have this as a model for helping with distressed properties. So why not start in my city by adding this to my digital city? And in this, it'll take you, if you click on it, if you click on home, it'll take you to the website, and you can read all about that, find out more about it, and hopefully join and sign up. It's only $17 a month, and you get some insane, over-the-top knowledge about real estate development, whereas you don't have to pay $30K for someone to share their info with you. You can get it in a group setting. I know it's a little different, but you can get it in a group setting for $17 a month. And so this is the reveal of the Digital C. Why I did it is because I want to level the playing field. I want to level everything flat. I want everyone to start at the same starting point, which is hard because we don't start at the same starting point. But this will get us a little bit closer to where we all need to be in alignment. And I think that's important. There's a lot of issues in cities across the U.S. that have issues. And is there something like this where they all can go and find the information in one central place, one central location? Maybe. I don't know, but in my community, there isn't. There's a bunch of Facebook groups all across the place with different models, like for small business, for revitalization, just to keep an eye on the whole town all together. and what folks are doing, and there's so it's just like it's like scattered about. Here, if you're looking to know about what is happening in your city in relation to businesses and advocacy, medical, and slumlords and revitalization, this is the place. Can I add more? Yeah, but it's a heck of a challenge to create something like this. So I am little by little adding additional features. It will be no doubt, no doubt, this would be a go-to site that folks will go to for information. Oh, and I forgot the best part. There's a town square where not only do you have the calendar of upcoming meetings, but I also have, Coffee with Deb podcast, firing that up again. I used to call it Housing Warrior. There's so many other things that are important to me. So I'm just calling it Coffee with Deb. And I have a candidate come in, hopefully. If not, I'll find another one coming next week to give a sit in a hot seat and talk about what they're looking to accomplish while they're running for a certain position. So why did I do this? I did this because I mastered something. I spent 10,000 hours learning something, and I am putting it together, all of the scattered pieces across my life that meant something to me, into a special place, one spot. So I spent a lot of time way back in the 90s when I was in college in Roosevelt Long Island revitalized. And I remember being a regular participant on African American News. Shout out to Andre Gilty, and riding around with him and covering the news for issues that affected the African American community, walking the boulevard, Roosevelt Boulevard, with Hillary Clinton. I remember doing that as she was just a regular everyday person, finding out what the pain points were. I interviewed Chuck D. A very lengthy interview. I was a news reporter for I can't remember the name. I think it was the Sun Times. It was a local newspaper, and I remember having a cover story. So my time in college, I used it to the best of my ability. I was able to get them a grant, a multimedia center. And then when I moved on, I did some advocacy work in Mount Vernon. I helped with their school board election out there, knocking on some doors, handing out some door hangers, getting petitions signed. And then, I got sick for 10 years and I wasn't able to do anything. And because of that, I realized that there's medical advocacy that's being ignored for some folks. So fast forward to the present time, I spent the past decade doing real estate, very successful at it. And my first year, I listed 65 homes. And I recently, the past 3 years, coach other agents who are also doing very well. And then last year, I learned about how to mix all of that knowledge and my last 3-year obsession with AI into one place. And I used it for AI marketing. But then just recently, I realized that I can use my knowledge of coding, my beginner's knowledge of coding and vibe coding, and real estate and advocacy and education and medical advocacy, and put it all into one big bubble. This app, Level Flat, right? Levelflat.org. This is it. This is years and 10,000 hours plus of everything I've done in my life in one spot. And I've become a master, and I like to take this mastery to the next level. I don't know what's after master, but I love to explore that. And I teach, I train, I educate. That's also inside of this. So it's everything I've done and everything I believed in is sort of like a smorgasbord of what everything I've, had interest in, reading, writing, and being outspoken. Put it all together. So this is it. This is 10,000 plus hours of my time inside of this website, and I hope you like it. I hope you spread the word about it, and if there's any city that's interested in me coming to them next to do theirs, I'll have my contact information in the below in this video so that you can reach out. And obviously I'll create a YouTube and a LinkedIn and a Instagram and all of those things for this digital city so that you can reach me and send comments to me. You'll have my email address. You can give me what you're interested in me adding on to this. So anywho, I tend to be a long-winded talker, but I felt this was important that I share before I drop it. Let me share why I created this. And actually, I think I'm going to put the video in the feature. So one more thing. Someone mentioned this to me today, and I felt like it made a lot of sense. He said, everyone has an agenda, And so I'm like, you know what? That is true, because I do have an agenda. My agenda is to use all of the knowledge that I've accumulated over the years, all of my talent, all of my skill set, and my most recent talent of coding and vibe coding and AI, and put it into this space so that I can educate those that are marginalized, those that felt left behind, left aside, not knowing the information. You no longer, that has to be your story. You can come on here and find out what you need in this digital city. The other thing is to help small business owners. I think small business owners, especially in the city that I live in, they're pushed to the side, they're marginalized, they're not important. There's other things that are a priority. So I like to have their information in here, and you'll see on the app they are highlighted in here. But like I said, everyone has an agenda, right? So if you want to have your business, and I'll just show you in a second, right here in the business hub, if you want like a red banner right here, like a red highlight or a yellow highlight or whatever color highlight you want, I have to decide what highlight to put. I think probably yellow or green would be great. Anyway, if you want that on your tab, you can sponsor this. You can reach out and find out how you can be a sponsor, because to build something like this requires money. If you're interested in having your business highlighted so that when people scroll they can clearly see who you are, reach out to me and we can talk about sponsorship. We can talk about having a scroll up here with your business up there. And if there's anyone else that I missed, that's in the 100 to 500 block, and I don't have your business, reach out to me and let me know. And also, if you're interested in coming on a podcast, reach out to me for that as well. If you're a candidate and you want to be on the candidate hot seat, if you are in office right now and you're running again and you want me to interview you on the podcast, I'll be happy to do it, right? And so that's where we are. Okay, that is it all summed up of what this is, why I'm doing it, and how it can benefit you and how it can benefit your city and other cities across the U.S. So thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you all. Much love.